I was like a lot of CU students, just walking around, going to class, trying to figure out why I was alive, and started pondering those things, and through some friends got invited and started to feel like there was something more here than just going to church. The big probably moment for me in my faith was I went to Cuba on a mission trip my sophomore year and saw people that were actually alive. And I kind of saw myself after that as a person that had been a dead man walking around. I think there were points, especially on mission trips, where it would sort of click in my head, like, this is about, you know, going and loving God and loving people, not for anything for me. And I didn't do anything to be saved. I don't have to earn anything from God, but I'm invited into a bigger story than my own life. And that, as a young guy, enticed me into going after that. For the year of 2012, after I had graduated, me and a couple buddies went and served in 9 different countries within a year. So it was like a bunch of little messengers all back to back to back. And we traveled literally a circle around the world and got to go into third world countries and serve tangibly and share Jesus with people. And that transformed my whole life, and came back, I think, with an understanding that His grace is sufficient and that I'm saved and I don't have to live my life trying to earn anything, but that I get to live my life out of an overflow of His love and let that overflow into the people that I interact with, whether that's here in Colorado or across the ocean somewhere else. So I think there's a ton of young people, especially our generation, that want to go experience the world and they want to go serve and be a part of the bigger story. Standing next to a young person and saying, I'll see this through with you. I'll send you, whether that's with finances or I'm going to pray for you the whole time you're there, for them to know that they're going as part of a bigger community of people. The cool thing about college students especially is they're just kind of willing. They're more radical and ready to jump, and they have fire, and that we should, you know, fuel that fire and send them, because they're not perfect, but they're willing and they'll go. And our mission in life is the Great Commission. People are always trying to figure out, what am I here for? What am I supposed to do? And Jesus has already told us that we're supposed to go to the nations and we're supposed to make disciples. It's cool to think about, like, we see just this little story, but who knows, like, in all the years of Messenger and these trips and stuff, how many lives around the world have been changed and communities transformed because people were willing to send them and they were willing to go. I think Messenger is so important because a lot of Annex students get a short-term experience, whether it's local or somewhere else, and so they taste it, but Messenger is more in depth. So it starts to be a little more like daily life, and they see the ups and downs, and they see what it's practically like to serve Jesus every day, and then that will send them on to something else. I'm a missions pastor now, and I think Messenger is probably the best thing that the Annex does. And I've stolen the idea and started that at my church, because I want to see people not just go get a taste of it and feel like, oh, I just do this a week out of the year, but I want them to go experience more. So they'll go experience more, and then eventually their whole life and every day is devoted to Jesus and transforming people's lives. The biggest obstacle is money. I think it's unfortunate. If there was no issue of money, if plane tickets weren't expensive, that there'd be so much more done, but we just get held back by, you know, not being able to get there or pay for stuff, and especially for young college students, they don't have money. So people being generous and being willing to see that they're called with their resources as well as their time and their prayers, that resources are important, and to, you know, not everyone can go on Messenger, but they can be a part of somebody's team by helping send them. We saw so many generous people that helped us go just by writing us checks, by saying, man, I'm with you in this, I can't go, but you are, and I'm going to support you by sending you. Having somebody say, come with us and serve and be a part of this, introduced me to Jesus, because I think that's how God sees us, is, yeah, you're not clean, you're not perfect, but come with me and see what I can do. Changed my whole perspective on life, and had I not gone on some of those trips, I don't know that I'd know Jesus.